At 3 a.m., the ceiling breathes. A tile sags like wet paper. Dust drifts down. Then the building drops its secret into the room. Campbellton, New Brunswick. August 5th, 2013. Upstairs apartment above an exotic pet shop. Pre-dawn quiet. This isn't a rumor. It's a case file. An African rock python. Heavy-bodied. Around 14 feet. About 100 pounds. In a building made of hollow roots. Constrictors do not need speed. They need contact, leverage, and silence. Give them corridors, and the structure becomes the method. What do you never check in your home? The ceiling, because you think it's not part of the room. 2 boys are asleep during a sleepover in that upstairs unit. The pet shop is below. The building is quiet. And quiet is where this animal is strongest. Upstairs, the enclosure looks like certainty. Glass, latches, routine. But certainty dies fast when the ceiling connects to everything. The failure isn't drama. It's a missing layer. One weak point above the cage. One access into the void. Buildings have a second geometry. Ceiling voids. Return vents. Metal ducts that run like a spine from room to room. Humans never patrol it, but it's connected, and connection is all an escape requires. This isn't escape, it's access. A hidden doorway into the part of the building nobody lives in. The dangerous part isn't the animal, it's the overhead line. You won't see it at first. Then you notice the scuffs. Disturbed dust. A clean line through insulation. Proof of a root. It doesn't need legs in a duct. It has ribs, scales, and friction. In a tunnel, the body becomes the engine. A constrictor moves by pressure. Push, wedge, anchor, pull. Every seam becomes traction. Every corner becomes leverage. The duct doesn't slow it down. The duct helps it. Big snakes are not ghosts. They have mass, and mass turns sheet metal into a collapsing bridge over the floor below. A joint slips by millimeters. Tape peels. In engineering, millimeters are doors, and doors open quietly. You won't hear footsteps. You'll hear normal house sounds. Metal ticking. Airflow shifting, a tile whispering under load. That tick is not nothing. It's weight moving where weight was never meant to move. A building tries to stay quiet while its hidden map shifts above you. A snake doesn't need a plan. It needs a gradient, warmth, airflow, and a corridor that never ends. Heat rises, vents breathe. Warm air moves like a conveyor. Sleeping bodies are heat signatures. Scent rides upward, like a trail you can't see. Listen. The building breathes. Fans, returns, pressure changes. Those are signals in a map you never read. The predator didn't choose the target. The duct did. The root decides the moment, not the animal. The endpoint isn't chosen, it's assigned. It's where the duct runs, and the duct runs over the bedline. It starts small. A tile bows, dust falls. You mistake it for settling. It's load shifting above you. It happens without warning. One tile gives, then the duct follows. The ceiling is not a ceiling, it's a hatch. A section collapses over the floor beneath. You don't see a snake enter. You see architecture fail. The predator arrives like cargo, delivered by the ceiling. By morning, 2 boys are dead. Reported cause, asphyxiation. That detail isn't the horror. The access is. The room isn't invaded. It's delivered. The ceiling becomes a chute from a world you never patrol. No chase, no dramatic noise that travels. A constrictor's advantage is silence, contact, leverage, and time in a cramped space. Walls block exits. Furniture makes funnels. The only open route is up, and up is where it came from. The building did the delivery. Drywall, metal, gravity. A hidden corridor becomes an open mouth. By first light, the apartment wakes into an emergency, not a story. Confusion turns into damage control. A large snake in a building is a search problem. It can be anywhere the ceiling can reach. Every tile becomes a question mark. Tile by tile, the ceiling gets peeled back. Every opening is a new corridor, and every corridor connects. The animal is secured, removed from the equation. The system isn't. The system stays alive in the building. The question shifts fast. Not what happened, but why it was possible at all. That's where the real horror lives. The apartment becomes a controlled scene. Lights, ladders, hands in gloves, eyes on the ceiling, not the floor. Because the floor is the lie. The root is above. Campbellton isn't wilderness. That's the point. The environment didn't create the threat. The building did. They examined three things: the enclosure, the ceiling access, and the ventilation line over the bed. The ceiling becomes evidence. The root becomes the suspect. In a case like this, responsibility is a chain. Later, the system gets tested in court. Criminal negligence charges. A question with teeth. What counts as reasonable containment? Because failure doesn't end at dawn. It keeps moving through reports, charges, testimony. The echo becomes paperwork. In 2016, a jury hears two realities. One side, an animal that used ventilation like a highway. The other, a tragedy that shouldn't be laid at one person's feet. The verdict is acquittal. But the root still exists. Some will call it rare. Rarity is not safety. Physics does not care how often you get lucky. This case exposes the real weapon: infrastructure plus captivity. Exotic animals don't need wilderness. They need access. And access multiplies when a building has hidden corridors. A predator does not have to break in. It only needs you to leave a door you cannot see. Locks protect what you can touch. Corridors bypass what you can touch. Ventilation is corridor by design. Real containment is layers. Enclosure integrity. Room barriers. Ceiling barriers. Procedures that assume mistakes happen. Monster equals method. In tight spaces, power beats speed. Thermal gradients and confined routes guide movement more than intent. Python Sabaye is built for force in tight spaces. Muscle, ribs, friction, patience. It doesn't need a sprint. It needs a surface. Nature didn't come inside. Infrastructure invited it. The building offered the route. Biology took it. The incident lasts minutes. The echo lasts years. After containment failures, the building never feels neutral again. The monster is not a personality. It is a method. And that method only worked because the system allowed it. The snake did not break in. The building carried it. A corridor you never see becomes the entire story. The cage did not fail. The building became the cage. Next, case file. Different animal, same rule. If you build corridors for biology, biology will use them.